Coming up on Levi Trumbull Reporting.
He did a urine test. They did the analyzation of that urine, and they claimed that he was on drugs.
A woman's fiance is arrested for violation of probation despite exculpatory evidence.
And then we subsequently learned that actually his urine test is clean, and they acknowledged to you, his probation officer, acknowledged to you that his drug test came back 100% clean, and yet they're holding him. Do I have the facts of this case correct?
100% correct. We have proof that he is clean.
And he's sitting in jail today.
They won't release him.
They won't release him.
No.
All right, guys, what's happening? Levi Trumbull reporting. We are sitting in a auto performance shop in Martinsburg, West Virginia. I am joined by Lauren. She hit me up. She has an unbelievable story that she is going to share with this audience. This video is going to be simulcasted on a lot of different networks, YouTube channels, and we appreciate all those who are going to be bringing you guys, the audience, this very important story. And I just want to state, this is not a story about something that happened 2 years ago or 2 weeks ago. The story that we're about to provide you guys is a situation that is happening right now. So as you are watching this video, there is a unbelievable miscarriage of justice happening right now. And I want to state from the get-go that if you go to the pinned comment below, you will find all of the information that you need to be able to reach out and redress grievances. This is one of those stories that is just unbelievable. We're going to dive right in just one moment. Lauren's going to tell you about why I am here sitting in Martinsburg, West Virginia. All right, guys, so we're here with Lauren. We're going to dive right in. So let me know if I have any of this backstory incorrect. So in July of 2024, your fiance, he had an incident where he was arrested in West Virginia for wanton endangerment. And I won't get into too much of the specifics, but it was an incident where he tried to unalive himself.
Yes.
And thankfully that did not happen, but he shot off a gun in a house, and it went through the roof. The bullet went somewhere.
The back wall.
The back wall. And somebody called the police. They learned about this situation, and they charged him with wanton endangerment. And as a result of that case, he was placed on probation, correct?
So he, mostly correct.
Okay.
Essentially, he was in the house. He was very suicidal. The incident that night, I was not present in the home, and I got a phone call from the sheriff's department at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and he had been erratic and manic that day. And
Right.
This is really a mental health case. This is
Right.
not a criminal case.
Right.
This is mental health.
And I'm going to move on from that. I'm not going to, because he's not here, obviously, right now, and we don't have to, beat that subject to death. But as a result of that case, he was put on probation, and he had a list of things that, it's, your list of things that you have to do while you're on probation. That's standard. And one of those things, as is standard, was he had to abstain from drugs and alcohol, correct?
Correct.
And he has a probation officer.
Yes.
And last week, this just happened, he got put on probation. He got put on probation last week as a result of this situation. He did a urine test. They did the analyzation of that urine, and they claimed that he was on drugs, and they arrested him, correct?
Yes, they violated him on the spot.
Yes, they arrested him for violation of probation as it relates to the wanton endangerment case.
Yes.
And then we subsequently learned that actually, and he's in jail right now, but actually his urine test is clean, and they acknowledged to you, his probation officer, acknowledged to you that his drug test came back 100% clean, and yet they're holding him. Do I have the facts of this case correct?
100% correct. We have proof that he is clean.
And he's sitting in jail today.
They won't release him.
They won't release him.
No.
And they arrested him. They charged him with violation of probation. They did the urine test. They claimed that he was under drugs at that time. We don't know how. I don't understand how. But they told you, when you spoke with them, that based on the data that they have, he's clean. Yes?
Yes, the next day, it was 2 hours in between his dirty urine sample for amphetamines or methamphetamines, and then 2 hours later at the jail in front of a CO and the nurse, he was clean. He was negative for everything. 2 hours after a positive drug test with Berkeley County probation.
So here's what I want to know, and there's obviously a lot to this story, and we probably will not get into all of it. What did they use as their probable cause to arrest this man if they indicated to you, and you have it on videotape or audio tape, and we will play it here in a minute? Why would they arrest him? What did they use as their probable cause, to arrest him if he was clean?
A tampered with drug test.
That's what you think?
That's what I know.
You know that they tampered with it?
The probation officer admitted the very next morning that he was clean.
Yes, and we are going to, matter of fact, I tell you what, let's put that on screen right now. Let's play that audio tape, and we'll come back to you guys in just 1 second.
It's part of the process.
Have you gotten the drug test from the jail?
Yes, I got the one that I got from the
So
jail.
it's negative.
That's what it indicates, yes.
So are you going to, what was the result going to be from that? Like, as far as when we go to court, are you going to vouch for?
I'm sure Andre's got a copy too, and
He'll be okay.
Attention, yeah. So whatever, he's the one. I got the email from him before I heard from you this morning.
All right, so that was the audio tape right there. You heard, and in this case, your fiance's name is Mike. You heard Mike's probation officer say that it was clean, effectively.
Confirmed it.
Confirmed it, exactly. What do you make of this whole situation? Because to me, I don't have all of the answers right now, but I can confirm as I sit here today that he is arrested sitting in the Eastern Regional Jail in West Virginia on a violation of probation charge as it relates to violating his probation in terms of drug or alcohol use. But yet, I also am hearing someone say that he's clean and that he's going to be held in this jail. Explain this to me. What do you make of all this?
What I make of it is...
What's happening here is what I mean.
Is if you, as a civilian, make a mistake, you will be penalized immediately. But if the authorities make a mistake, you have to go through a process to prove it. You have to go through a procedure, as you heard in the audio. There's a procedure to follow. So he has to wait for a procedure to happen before he can be released. However, if you commit a crime as a civilian, you're taken immediately. So our lives, I don't think, don't necessarily have the same value as their lives do, is what they're telling me. The authorities are telling me they've clearly made a mistake, and instead of doing the right thing, they're doubling down. They've also put more stipulations as far as they don't want me to communicate with him. There's a judge's order, because they knew that I was going to bring light to this situation. There's a judge's order saying that I'm not even allowed to speak to my fiance at this point, and instead of just letting him go because he is clean, they are doubling down and almost intimidating, because he has a pretty lengthy sentence attached to this. So it's okay for them to make mistakes, but not for everyone else too.
Have they set a VOP hearing for him yet?
No, this happened on Thursday. Today is Saturday. His lawyer put in yesterday for this, so I believe it's going to happen next week, but I don't have confirmation it's going to happen next week. It's not, there doesn't seem there's very much urgency to the situation.
Yeah. So do you claim, is it your belief, I should ask, that they have some sort of bad feeling towards your fiance? Is this like are they making a mistake here, or is this something more like they're trying to nab this guy? They believe he's a bad apple that they just want off the streets. I mean, you've known the gentleman longer than I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him. And for the record, guys, we're sitting in his auto performance shop. We got lovely vehicles all around here. He's not here. He's unfortunately incarcerated. I can't figure out why, as the audience watches this video right now, a man is sitting in jail for seemingly no reason. But can you explain to me, is there history here? Do they have it out for this guy? What's your belief?
So this is not the first occurrence of, unethical behavior. This is probably I can't even put a number on it. And I don't even think that he's really necessarily special in this case. I just think that
they do this
a
all
lot
the time.
Of things get swept under the rug. There's no reason why we should be singled out. But if you just examine the contents of this case, regardless, I also think that the punishment is very severe.
So he could go back to jail for a long time, is what you told me earlier. Is it your understanding that the state's attorney's office and the police in this case are actually trying to ensure that, are they actually going to try to argue that he's done something wrong and trying to put him back in jail for an extended period of time, like serve the sentence that he would have served if he would have taken this to trial and not took the terms of probation?
My understanding is that the state's attorney is probably looking at this situation more logically than the actual judge in the case. The judge actually imposed a higher sentence that the state was suggesting for his sentence in this situation. Originally, it was 2 years suspended, so go to probation, and as long as you do everything right, then you don't have to serve those 2 years, and 4 years probation. The judge essentially doubled that and said, no, what I'm going to impose is 4 years suspended sentence and 7 years probation. She gave him a one-strike rule.
Keep it in mind, guys, this is not that he pointed a firearm at somebody. This was an attempt to take one's life, and without getting into
his life,
exactly, not his life. So context is very crucial in this instance. They said he was positive. The claim was, at the time of the arrest, that it was meth. Does he have a history of using meth?
Never.
Never used meth? You've never known him to use meth?
No, never.
That's a pretty hard drug.
Yeah.
Are you worried that this is going to become a pattern in practice, or is this already a pattern in practice here in Martinsburg?
This has been ongoing for forever. Well, I won't say forever, but for the better 10 months now, we've dealt with nothing but we've been targeted, essentially. Nobody's perfect in this world. However, you have to be fair and you have to be just. And if a judicial system is supposed to be respected, you need to uphold the law correctly.
This was not particularly easy on you or him. Like, this was something that has been a long time in the making, saying that we need to get this out there, we need to talk to somebody, and then finally, it seems like recently, like this was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and you were like, time to talk to people, time to see if we can get this out there.
100%.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
Is this hard for you to have to come out here and talk about these things? Like, how do you feel about all this?
Well, we're sitting in our business right now, and what I can say,
it's a wonderful business.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
What I can say, I'm happy you came out here, and I really appreciate your help, by the way. But
yeah, no problem.
what I can say is that I know a lot about business, but I do not work on cars myself. And since this has happened, I have been essentially running this business by myself, and this has affected our family, our finances, our livelihood, and it has put so much stress on our life.
So what do you want people to see this video and do? Email, phone call? I mean, they'll do those things. Is that what you're after? Do you want people to, express their concerns about this situation, share this video? What are you looking for?
100%. If you wouldn't want to be sitting in jail over something you knew for a fact you didn't do and you had proof and evidence of it, please help. Honestly, we need voices. We need to share this, and it doesn't. Right now, it's black and white and cut and dry. There's proof and evidence that he is clean. There's proof and evidence of his probation officer admitting he is clean. And then in the same breath saying we will not release him, he has to go through a process.
I just want to say I appreciate you sitting down with me, talking about this story, and we're going to keep on it and follow it as it relates to any new developments. But just know that we have eyes on it.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Thank you.
We both thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you guys too.
And we appreciate everyone who is going to simulcast this broadcast. We thank you guys.
Thank you.